Yo, what's up, Libra? Welcome to monthly forecast for the month of June 2018. Libra, a lot of important astrology happening once again this month. We've got a new moon, which will happen mid-month, and then we've got Neptune, which is going retrograde, and then Mars is going to go retrograde, and the Sun is going to be in an area for you, Libra, throughout the month of June 2018. It's a very spiritual area, so this is more about spiritual experiences. This is more about enlightening yourself from an ethereal standpoint. And this area also has to do with adventure too. So be more adventurous throughout the first 3 weeks of June 2018. Libra, do something exciting. Be a bit of a thrill seeker. Now, for a few of you, this might have to do with faraway places, or potentially you have somebody in your life who's from a foreign background or a cultural background that's different from yours, somebody who's important in your life who's from a prominent heritage of some sort. And, that's pretty specific. So obviously it's not going to resonate like that for all Libras, but for some, yes. And then the Sun's going to shift on June 21st. It's going to move into an area that has more to do with your professional life. So, have your fun and have your adventures and do something exciting throughout the first 3 weeks of June, because when the Sun shifts on June 21st, it's going to move into an area that has to do with your professional life. But those are the main themes for you, Libra, for the month of June 2018. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat on June 1st, Venus will positively aspect Jupiter, which is retrograding. So this one has to do with your career, and this one has to do with the area of where you earn your money and your, the income aspect of your life. And this is a really positive angle between Venus and Jupiter, because Venus is diplomacy. So you could be really Venus is your ruler, and Venus is really diplomatic, and you could be really diplomatic in your career right around June 1st. And with this angle, it's making Jupiter is positive and buoyant and optimistic. So these planets go really well together, and the angle they're making to each other is perfection. So you could really see something positive happening in the area where you earn your money, or it might be like specifically have to do with your career, for some of you. But, those aspects of your life are really being enhanced right around this time. And on June 6th, Mercury will aspect Neptune. And this one has to do with, there might be an imbalance between your freedom and your in your work. So it's like, where Mercury is, it's like you want to have more of a good time, and you want to be free, and you want to go on adventures, and you want to do something exciting. But this angle that it makes to Neptune on June 6th is more about, it's like there might be like a bit of an imbalance there, Libra. It's like, some of you really are dedicated to your career or to your work, and that's really good. It's really good to be, a career-oriented person and really involved in what you do professionally. But, at the same time, you can't be at the sacrifice for your personal life cannot be sacrificed for, and that's really going to be highlighted right around June 6th. Now, for others of you, there might be something that has to do with a faraway place or a foreign culture potentially that's factoring into your life. It's pretty specific. Obviously, that's not going to resonate that way for all of you. Try to maybe get some fitness in. I mean, what I'm seeing on June 6th is maybe some of you might need to pay a little bit more attention to fitness and wellness and health right around June 6th. So make sure not to neglect that area of your life. It's important that you have enough time for that there too. And on June 8th, Mars will aspect Saturn, which is retrograding. So especially for you Libras who live under the same roof as whoever you're romantically involved with, this implies that potentially this person might be your true love. So if you do live under the same roof as whoever you're romantically involved with, then this could be someone who you're with for a long-term love alliance. I mean, Saturn would suggest something that's more long-term there. And, if you're single, this might be more about a creative endeavor. So, potentially some of you can utilize your home as a creative workspace. For any of you Libras who are artists out there, on June 13th, there's a new moon. This one has to do with spiritual awakening. This has to do with ethereal enlightenment. And, for others of you, this might have to do with faraway places. This might have to do with foreign cultures. And, that the latter is very specific. Obviously not all, the way a new moon works, it's going to hit on June 13th, 6 months that follow June 13th. Obviously not all Libras are going to be jet setting to a distant location in the 6 months that follow June 13th, or interacting with people who are from faraway places in the 6 months that follow June 13th. but, potentially some of you might. Now, if you're not, then, this is more about a spiritual journey. So if you're not physically going on a journey somewhere far away in the 6 months that follow June 13th, then, this is more about the spiritual enlightenment side of life. And, that's going to resonate differently for each of you, Libra, because potentially, if you're watching this video, you might be more into an alternative type of spirituality, numerology, tarot, astrology, or, for those Libras who might not be watching this video, or, maybe even some of you are, you look at a little bit of both, but, potentially new experiences coming in for Libras who are more into it's more about like an organized type of religion. So, if you're watching this video, maybe some of you are into that, maybe some of you aren't, maybe some of you aren't at all. This might be more about the astrology, more about the tarot, more about the numerology. In the 6 months that follow June 13th, on June 16th, Uranus will aspect Neptune. And, this could see some of you utilizing technology in your workplace in a way that's sort of behind the scenes. Now, just know that if you're doing that, don't factor out the fact that there might be somebody in your world who knows what you're up to. So it depends on how you're utilizing the technology. So, some of you might just be working behind the scenes on something. Others of you might be using it to prospect potentially. It's going to resonate differently for all of you. Once again, there is, something about your health here. A lot of you guys, you spend a lot of time, in your work. You shouldn't be at the expense of your health, or, you need to make time for fitness too. And, for others of you, I'm not saying all Libras are doing this, but, potentially either you or someone you share your resources might be like jumping on social media and like, looking at what you're doing and just making sure you're not cheating or, this or that. That's very specific. I'm not saying all Libras should be suspicious of their significant others, but, potentially I'm saying for some of you, yeah, if you share your resources with somebody, just, it's either you or them. It might be like just looking at you a little bit behind. You might be going on social media and seeing what you're liking, or, seeing who you're commenting on, or, are you connecting with anybody else? So just look out for that on June 16th. That's not going to resonate for all of you. June 18th, Neptune will start to retrograde, and it's going to retrograde for 6 months. It's going to retrograde until November 24th. So June 18th to November 24th, Neptune retrograde. This is R for retrograde, R for review. The planet looks like it's going backwards in the sky. It's not really going backwards, but it looks like it is. What does that mean astrologically? R for retrograde, R for revise. And Libra, this doesn't have to do with anybody except for you. So there might be revisions that you need to make regarding the way you operate in the workplace. So, what can you do to be more effective? Like, are some of the things you're doing really necessary? So there could be things that you could processes that you're operating with that could be retrograded out of the equation so that you could bring something more effective in with the way you operate in your workplace. Now, for others of you, this could be health. Are you reviewing what you should be doing with your diet? Are you getting enough exercise? These are all different things that fall under this part of the sky, while Neptune is retrograding from June 18th to November 24th. On June 21st, Venus will oppose Mars. Venus, the center of the sky, Mars, the center of the sky. So they're making exact opposition to each other. And, especially if you're single, I see this one as for a lot of single Libras. It's like, potentially some of you are attracted to somebody who, from the area where you earn your money. That's not the area where you earn your money. Where Venus is, this could be more about someone who you're attracted to on social media or the internet. And, this, like, you might be attracted to him, but this might not be the day to make the connection. So, for you Libras who are jumping online, I think, if you've been single for a long time, you might want to try out online dating, or maybe you want to look for in your friends list to see anybody who's there on social media, but this might not be the day to make the connection potentially. Others of you might be trying to do something creative on social media. It just might be a little bit difficult to bridge the gap right around June 21st. On June 26th, Mars will retrograde. It'll begin to retrograde on June 26th. And it's going to retrograde so much, it's going to move out of your sector of true love and creativity. And it's going to move backwards on August 12th. It's going to go into your sector of home and family. And then it'll turn direct again. And it'll move forward again on September 10th into your sector of true love and creativity. So this suggests that there's work to do in these areas of your life. Some of you need to put more emphasis on your romantic life. Some of you need to put more emphasis on your home life. Like I said, this is very specific. So, for you Libras who this isn't really resonating for you, this is more of for those Libras who are like, yeah, maybe you are too wrapped up with what you do career-wise or work-wise, and you're not, there's not enough concentration on your romantic life. There's not enough concentration on your home life. So, this retrograde cycle with Mars that's coming up, this is about getting the balance right. You are all about balance, Libra. You are the sign that rules balance. So you're the sign of the scales. So get the balance right, Libra. If you don't have enough time, you need to make more time for your romantic life. You need to make more time for your home life if you're not doing it. And on June 28th, full moon in your sector of home life, get ready for some sort of changes or development regarding your home or family. Could be anything that has to do with your home or family life, a shift or a change, or if it's not, just some sort of development. Thank you for watching this video, Libra. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I'm on Instagram as Gregory Furlan Astrology. Make sure to follow me there. Thank you very much. Have a great month. See you next time.